Yo, what's going on? We are live once again, another episode of the Boxing Roundtable. It's your man, what up, kid? What's going on? Your man, Jose. I'm doing it live right now. Your man, Jose, the Dominican Dream, alongside,
The Maniac.
and we are ready to talk boxing. Canelo Munguia, immediate post-fight video reaction. Sean, spit the bars.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really not much to speak about. It kind of went the way we predicted it. Canelo was just, he started once about the fourth round started, then he downloaded the data. He started to pick Munguia apart, man. And the experience show, man, the experience, the skill set. And Canelo showed he was the better fighter, man. But Munguia put up a valiant effort. Let's not take nothing away from him. He put a effort 10 times better than Charlo. He was in there. He tried to fight, but his punches didn't have steam. And on top of that, Canelo has one of the strongest chins in boxing. But it just the experience and skill set just showed tonight, man. But Munguia's a tough dude, man. He definitely earned a lot of respect in my eyes, man. He really did, man. So shout to Munguia. And let's see what Canelo does from here. He did what he was supposed to do.
All right, man. Well, that was short and sweet. Um, yeah, you said it. It went along according to script, just as we thought. We picked Canelo via decision. That's what happened. We mentioned the experience. We mentioned being the better fighter. Uh, Munguia wasn't ready. To me, they are both, like you mentioned on They Know Boxing. He's above average, and so is Munguia. So I'm looking at an above average, solid, experienced fighter against a young one, an above average, not so much experienced fighter, and that's what we saw tonight. They not special, and there's one guy that is special, and that's why you said it to me privately when we were talking about. I'm gonna tell everybody, the viewers right now, Canelo wouldn't go six with Benavidez. He wouldn't go six because what Munguia lacks, the intelligence, the talent to be able to finish your opponent and to go to the body. Benavidez is great at finding spots where to hit you, right? He's not a one-trick pony, right? He's a complete offensive fighter. We've seen him on a better skilled boxer than both of these guys in his last opponent. Say what you want, but Demetrius Andre is a more athletic, more skilled fighter than Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. Is he a higher caliber fighter? We don't know. They never fought, but we know, he's more athletic in that ring. He's faster, right? He moves around. So, with that being said, do you think, from what you saw tonight, that Canelo will step in the ring with David Benavidez, and if he does, what would be the outcome? Because this I don't want to hear nobody hyping this win up. This was an appetizer. But something I didn't mention, I don't know if you recall, I said Canelo hasn't had any memorable fights. But this fight might be a good one, might be his best fight yet because of the style matchup in front of him. And he's fighting a young Mexican fighter. And that's exactly what it was. To me, this was Canelo's most entertaining fight because of the opponent and the age that Canelo's at and the age that his opponent is at. But Canelo Benavidez, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I think it could happen, Sean. I actually disagree. I'm sorry. I think it will happen. But I think that his plan is to weight drain Benavidez. Let Benavidez have two fights at 75 and then bring him back to 68. And I think it would be stupid of Benavidez to take the bait. If I go up there and I cook Bostic and then he cooks Bivol or Beterbiev, then nah, son, I'm not going back to 68. Fuck all that. I just beat the guy that beat you. Let's get it. So Benavidez better. I hope he doesn't fall for the bait because right now, if that fight was next, to me, I'm a this is you. This is my opinion. Jose, the Dominican Dream, not Sean, not the Maniac. It's a mismatch. Canelo versus McGee versus Benavidez is a mismatch. 6 rounds, the fight is over. It's done. And just like Haney, he'll be exposed against as a guy who fought tailor-made opposition, and this was no exception.
Well, I would say this, right? Canelo versus Benavidez, I think we pretty much know the outcome. I do agree with the outcome. I don't know if it will end that early. Canelo, at the end of the day, we got to give him some credit too, man. Like, he's not a bum. The dude punches hard. He is smart, man. Not the smartest, but he's smart. And he's very good at counter punching. So these are things you have to consider. And Benavidez is there to be hit. The problem is, like you mentioned, Benavidez is just not come forward, throw punches. He does more than that. And I think that's going to be the problem. Plus his size. Yes, Munguia had this. No, Benavidez is different, man. And when he throws and lands, he's going to hurt you. That's going to be the difference in Munguia and Benavidez. If Munguia had the power, this would have been a different fight. People could say what they want. I had a 7-5 Munguia, and so did one of the judges, right? Another judge had an 8-4. So I was right there. It's not like he was smoking Munguia. Yeah, he was beating him. And Benavidez, man, right now, he's just one of them fighters that he's just, I don't want to say unbeatable, but going to be one of the toughest fighters to beat. Now, at 175, we're going to see how he looks up there. He might be stronger. Shit, he might even be better. But at 168, if it was to be the next fight, to answer your question, I would say Benavidez more like 10 or 11th that he'll stop Canelo. But in the process, Benavidez will take some punishment. But I like Benavidez via stoppage or dominant unanimous decision.
The reason I'm going so early is because Canelo, there's a problem that Canelo has, and he always had in his career, and he still has, and that's stamina. And does he have a chin? Yes. But Sean, we know what the ingredient is to knock out a guy that has a chin, that body. And there were many moments where Munguia, the inexperienced, not so great fighter, hurt Canelo to the body, and with the combination of Canelo being exhausted, Canelo was ready to go for the picking had he had the right opponent in front of him. And that right opponent we know would be Benavidez, because Benavidez, he's not gonna do the same thing over and over like Munguia, where Munguia he's taller and he was giving his height away. He had his body like that, right? Had his body like that. He would lean, throw punches, and he would reach a little bit and get caught for counters. Benavidez fights tall. He fights tall, right? He's more like a flat-footed fighter, but he uses that jab. And he doesn't throw a stay away from you jab like Munguia did at times. Munguia he was a busy jab, but it wasn't a pounding jab. A lot of times it was like I just want to keep you at the end of this punch jab. I don't want you too close because you got that firepower. So Benavidez got a better chin than Munguia. He's a bigger fighter. And the reason I say 6 is because tonight I saw Canelo breathing hard and hurt to the body 4th, 5th round. By the 4th or 5th round, these guys were breathing like it was the 8th or 9th. And with Benavidez, bro, I picked Benavidez to beat what's his name? Andre. But I didn't know the nigga was gonna do him in like 4 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever he did. So that's the thing. You might say 10 11, but he's not gonna go that long. He's not gonna go that long. I'm telling you right now, he's not gonna go that long. He went that long with this guy because both of these guys have they're not good finishers. And I told you this many times in the past, many times. And this fight proved me right again. Canelo's the guy that's gonna hurt you in one punch, combination. He's gonna go back. He's gonna take his time. He's gonna breathe. Munguia was also ready for the picking that many times. Had that been Benavidez against Munguia in the ring, you know what would have happened tonight after that knockdown. You know what would have happened tonight. But Canelo's not that guy. He's not. He never will be. Canelo's the guy that if he happens to knock you out with a 2-3 piece, one punch, he knocks you out. But he's not gonna go. He's not gonna go to the. He's not gonna break you down and finish it like that. It's just, and again, it was proven, and that's why, this fight we both picked Canelo by decision. Many people picked him by late stoppage. I said that a late stoppage is possible to the body, but I picked him by decision. So it is what it is. Nothing new to me, Sean. It's like watching a movie that you already knew the outcome. That's what I think of this fight, and that's it. Mrs. Fight Night. Not sure what fight you watched. Canelo never sat down. So the part about him being exhausted and being hurt to the body is not accurate at all. I 100% disagree with that. Mrs. Fight Night. He was definitely hurt to the body, and he was definitely exhausted and breathing very heavily. Very heavily. So that's that. And this is exactly what we predicted because we already knew the outcome. Now, if we were saying that, Canelo's a scrub, I said it. He's an above average fighter. And the Maniac also has given him his merit. But again, no one can come over here and jump up and down and celebrate this win and say Canelo's the best because this was something that was expected. Now, if he were to do that what he did tonight with Benavidez, right? Then we would be like, okay, then that's it. Ain't nothing we can say. But this was expected. That's what there's a reason why Vegas had him a minus 550, favorite. It is what it is. If you want to hear that Canelo the best, then you gotta watch another show.
Yeah.
Anyway, any comments, Sean? Any closing comments?
Anyway, so like I said, man, I mean, Canelo, people hold him to a high regard. Regardless, he is one of the better fighters of this generation right now. I mean, it is what it is based on resume, accomplishments. We got to call it like it is right now. Again, a lot of his wins are controversial. I've mentioned that in the past. Those are the facts. But they still wins nonetheless. So we going on based on wins. So he is one of the better fighters. Like Canelo's a good fighter, man. He is. Now, they call him the best Mexican ever. I disagree with that. Again, everyone is entitled to their opinion. But to call him the greatest Mexican, I think is a stretch. I think people doing it based on, based on his accomplishments, not based on who he beat, right? Because who has he beat that was good in their prime? That wasn't controversial. I'm just saying, right?
Not only that, since you made that point, also we talk about resume and him having wins. That when he fought the best opponents that he actually beat, they were all basically, controversial wins. He never dominated any of them. And great fighters, they beat great fighters in dominant fashion. He doesn't have that. So let him keep making his money and keep fighting B-level opposition until he retires. And if people want to keep watching, they'll keep watching. As for me, if he fights another guy like this or lesser than Munguia, I don't really care to see it.
He's going to fight Berlanga next. Get ready. He's going to fight Berlanga next. The rumors out there, again, I could be wrong, but I spoke to Berlanga's father at the Haney-Ryan fight. You seen him in Vegas. He was out there. His controversial plan. He said, we waiting for September. So don't be shocked if you see Canelo, Berlanga in September.
Well, Mrs. Fight Night says, I think Canelo went astray from Canelo Roll, for example. He stopped focusing on his conditioning and started to implement power solely. And when he went and lost to Bivol, it showed. I think it's a little deeper than that. I think, like everybody knows, he has problems with people that are boxers and that can move. And Bivol had both the boxing ability and the power, and he was bigger, Let's keep it real too. He's a 175-pounder. I think at 168, had Bivol been a little smaller, to me, Bivol's nothing special either. I think Canelo would have got him. And that's the thing, when he lost to Bivol, it wasn't close. It was in dominant fashion. So, great fighters in their prime don't usually get dominated by nobody, right? They could get knocked out, but dominated by no, it's rare. And when you look at every great fighter in history. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm pretty much done with that. I can't go on because my phone's about to die. But we'll be back and tune in tomorrow. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop in the way.
Neri. Luis Neri.
Luis Neri preview and then the post fight after the fight. So stay tuned to that. Yeah, man, this has been another episode of the Boxing Roundtable. Maniac, you already do your thing. Peace, y'all.